Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report. It's Wednesday all day today, and it's hump day, so we're getting ready one more time for a weekend and looking forward to what's going on with the trade situation that's been set up. Mainstream media is melting this morning over the fact that the Chinese are not going to go along with this, that, and the other thing, and the tariff is costing us $10 billion or $10 trillion. It's all made to panic everyone in this country one more time, driven by the Democratic media that is out there to support next to nothing that comes out of the Democratic side of the aisle. We're still waiting, to hear about the bills that are in front of them that they need to take care of to get the tax situation down in this country and give the tax breaks back to the people who deserve it, rather than some of the nonsense that's going on inside this government, supporting NGOs that are firing money back into their bank accounts while they want to use the word tariff to stop everything from moving forward, which is a bunch of crap in my estimation. But if you listen to Morning Jackass and a few of those other people, they are all about it's Trump's fault, and he doesn't know what he's doing, and his cabinet isn't working right, and so on and so on. So forget about that. As I tell you all week long, do not panic. That what goes down will come back up. There's too many people with too much to lose in the upper elite category that will not let this crash, and the banks are not in trouble. So all of this 1929 BS that they're feeding you is just that. It's legacy media BS, and that's the crux of the whole thing. Well, that will bring us to what's going on. I guess Ilhan Omar is at it one more time. She is the most anti-American person sitting in our Congress that I can remember ever seeing in the years that I have spent on this earth. But she is out to bring down our president and bring down our. She wants to talk about democracy. Well, she's the furthest thing from democracy that you can get, because she comes from Somalia, and she does nothing but cater to the Somalian population in her state, and anti-American at every turn of events. Ilhan Omar is just that, a Somalian that got lucky here in the United States, married her brother to get him into the country, and so on and so forth. So let's take a look at Ilhan Omar.
To look at your neighbor as the enemy. They want you to believe that it is because of trans kids that you can't have the necessary access.
That's easy for you to say.
We are currently living through a president who wants to be a dictator.
God, they get so old.
We have a billionaire who has bought a seat next to the president, using him as a puppet. American democracy has never been for sale, and it won't be today.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
This woman needs to go back from whence she came, and that's my estimation, and that's my opinion only. But to have a seat in Congress is a travesty to our democracy. That brings us to talk about the uncovering of Doge and Elon Musk of the NGO, the fake NGOs that were put in place during the Biden administration to literally launder money. And there are arrests coming soon, according to Elon Musk. And the scheme to benefit the Democratic Party was all part of this. Take a look here.
Elon Musk is calling for the arrest of leaders behind what he describes as fake non-governmental organizations, accusing them of laundering billions in taxpayer dollars to politically connected allies. In an interview on Fox News' The Five, Musk, who heads the Department of Government Efficiency, said these groups, funded primarily by federal grants, operate as part of a uniparty scheme to enrich Democratic operatives, with occasional GOP ties to keep critics quiet. Musk said there needs to be a number of arrests, claiming the money trail flows through a complex web of Democrat-run organizations, which he described as a giant money laundering scheme. He doesn't have the authority to order investigations himself, but his comments could influence Trump-aligned officials at the Justice Department. Musk pointed to a $2 billion environmental grant awarded under the Biden administration to a consortium connected to Stacey Abrams, saying it's one of the examples under scrutiny. Abrams has denied any personal financial gain. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin confirmed last week that the DOJ and FBI are investigating the matter. Musk also claimed an arrest could happen hopefully this week in an unrelated case involving the theft of 400,000 Social Security numbers. For more.
So let's just hope that we do see some arrests for the first time in a long time of crooked politicians, crooked NGO heads, and maybe some of the Biden administration that was involved in the setting up of these money laundering machines called NGOs. So that, on top of the fact that there's been a massive theft of Social Security numbers that are being looked into right now, and they want to scream on the left side of the aisle that we're going to cut their Social Security, maybe we should just cut the fake Social Security that has been put in place to aid and abet the illegal aliens that crossed over our border and are now working through this country to garner Social Security payments? I don't think so. So, that said, the new target for Elon Musk and Doge are those people sitting in Congress that have amassed millions of dollars and gotten rich. So we're going to take a look-see into how that could happen, because the math is not adding up to the geniuses that are investigating through Doge the mismanagement of your tax dollars, my tax dollars, and everyone else that is a legal citizen of this country are going to suffer as a result of this. So the big news is someone is looking into it. The bad news is that it will get covered up like everything else, because no one wants to admit that they may have been slightly dishonest while sitting in the seat of governmental power. But it is what it is, and this is what we have to live with every day. And this Wednesday, bringing into the news one more time, it's being just drummed into us that the tariff situation is the biggest worry we have in this country. And then CNN is going to pull off another Bernie Sanders town hall, which ought to be interesting. And CNN, Their ratings are in the toilet, so I guess they're going to use Bernie to try and boost this thing with another town hall. The AOC and Bernie town halls are packing in the people, they tell us. And they're packing in the people that were the losers that tried to go for Kamala Harris in the past and are hoping for more social network help being given to them rather than going out and getting a job and supporting their families the correct way. It's unbelievable. Not a whole lot other than that happening. The stock market futures were down again this morning. This is a roller coaster that we're looking at, and some of it is because of the uncertainty of what these other countries are going to do. But when you have 70-plus countries calling in trying to make a deal at some point will happen. There's an awful lot on the plate of this presidency, and he's handling it one thing at a time and doing it well. And we have wars that have to be taken care of overseas, not with us. We have two spots that are still very hot spots across the world that he is intently watching and trying to broker a peace deal among these four individual countries that are at each other's throats. So, unless you have been under a rock, you'll probably have heard that by May 2nd, you will have to have your driver's license or passport updated to what they're calling real ID. And that means that you have to have that little gold star that's up in the corner of your driver's license. And to get that, you have to go down to your DMV, which everyone knows is not a fun situation to have to be in. But we have to do this because you cannot travel by air domestically in this country without it. And, of course, internationally, you'll need a passport. Is your passport good for domestic travel as well? Absolutely. And it's one of the things that you have to bring to get the star on your license. And for those of you that are going to run down during this month to try and upgrade your driver's license, you'll need to bring in proof of your address. So you'll have to have a bank statement that is a recent bank statement with your address published on it, and you'll have to have a driver's license, and you'll have to have or a passport, but you should take a passport if you do have it because it makes things easier. Then you'll have to have your Social Security card and another form of ID, whether it's your past military ID or a state-issued ID, along with all of that. And that has to be done by May 2nd to bring you into a legal status for air travel domestically. You can still use your regular driver's license to buy alcohol and the things where you have to prove that you have a valid driver's license. And if you don't plan on ever flying domestically or using Amtrak or so on, then you don't need this real ID. I wonder, it just crosses my mind on how many people that broke through our southern border and northern borders that are in this country illegally, in some cases holding down jobs and having stolen Social Security numbers. I wonder how their real ID is going to work. I wonder if they've ever received a real ID, or are they people that are not who they say they were, or gang members, or the like? So just a thought there. But it's Wednesday. It's a very cool morning here. It went down into the freezing category last night. I'm hoping that our apple trees here on the farm make it through. Everything is in bloom. The dogwoods are in full bloom. The red buds are in bloom. And hopefully the frost didn't hurt them very badly overnight. But Wednesday is a news day that will be being watched on the stock market and so on and so on. But we at the Kaiser Report, Kaiser and I are here to say enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we'll be back to you tomorrow with more news and cuts of what took place today. We have a very busy day on the farm today, so it's going to be a short Kaiser Report this morning, but we brought you what intrigued us in the news. Stay away from mainstream media. They're just going to aggravate you and make you feel like everything around you is wrong, and they have all the answers. They have no answers. They are talking heads and actors, period. So God bless you all. Have a great rest of this Wednesday. Preparing for the weekend is the thing to do today. And we love you here at the Kaiser Report. And remember to stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report for further information and commentary. God bless. Bye-bye now.
Lazy J Farms has been raising the finest cattle and all-natural pork for 3 generations on the family farm in Fall Branch. Their blonde Aquitaine herd offers a leaner, healthier, and more tasteful beef. And the butcher shop is local, farm to table, and 100% authentic. This is the way your grandfather shot for me, with steaks cut to order, quality assured, and ready to ship to your door. Open Thursday through Saturday on Bloomingdale Road in Kingsport. Come see us.